from Green Bay, Wisconsin, live from Omaha, Nebraska. This is season 2 of Friday Football Tailgate.
In the darkest of days, sometimes we find out who we are. Be the change or hit the bottom, hit it hard. We have a choice, yeah, we can take the power away and turn it into something to believe in, believe in. It's up to you. It's up to you. Voices rising like a church choir, light it up like a wildfire, sending these dreams higher and higher and higher till they come to life. Tired of feeling like an outsider, but to believe I was an outlier. I'm not the only one who's inspired. We're gonna turn these dreams into an empire, empire, the band into an empire, empire, the rage into an empire, empire. We're gonna build it up, empire.
Go crazy. Go crazy. Go crazy. Go crazy.
All right, we are coming to you live from Constantine, Michigan. Hey, everybody. This is Friday Football Tailgate. I'm your host, Casey Standahar. We have our lead analyst, Brent Lesniak, and both of you are Hall of Famers, by the way. Hall of Famer and Ken Dietz, also a Hall of Famer, a recent inductee. Guys, we are back in both of your home states, and this is our, what is it, third state in 15 days? We've been all over the place, Brent.
Casey, we have been all over the country the last 15 days. We started in Green Bay, Wisconsin with the #1 team in the state and the defending state champs. Then we went to Omaha, Nebraska with the best team in the country. And Jet Tamala, top 10 quarterback, committed to Alabama. But I am so excited to be back in Southwestern Michigan.
Ken, how about the talent that we've seen, the crowds that we've had here and everywhere all over the country so far?
Well, we've been blessed with nothing but good. Great talent, great schools, great communities, great football players, great support from their community. And there's none better support than Constantine football in Constantine, Michigan. So we're excited to be back in Michigan celebrating with the Falcons.
And you guys know a lot about these two programs. We're going to get to more of our show in just a minute, but I want to shout out our sponsors for the show. We cannot do it without you. We have Valpel, a global aerospace defense and medical solutions partner from concept to completion, all under one roof. To Constantine Turf Farm, where they grow the only finest quality 100% Kentucky bluegrass sod. 3 Superior Services, a commercial roofing company that you can count on. 4 Rotary Club of Constantine. 5 Travis Long Films, our official videographer of our show, Friday Football Tailgate. And Culver's of 3 Rivers, welcome to Delicious. All right, guys, speaking of delicious, speaking of sweet, we are at Sweetland Stadium. home of the Falcons. Guys, what makes this place so sweet, so special?
Well, Casey, I spent a lot of time at Sweetland Stadium in my day. This is like my second home. I love Constantine. Why is it my second home? Yeah. Because I grew up on Buck Lake spearfishing. I played home run derby with the greatest Constantine football players of all time, Bobby and Corey Benz. And even though Corey has some questionable color decisions these days, we'll give him a pass. And even though I won every home run derby battle, those are my brothers. And Bobby and Corey aren't even the best Benz in the stadium tonight. That is Tracy Benz, a multiple-time state champion at Minden. I am excited to be a part of this rivalry, excited to be a part of the battle for 131.
Ken, we're back in Michigan where this show started last year.
It did, and we've been so blessed with everybody around here. It's been fun to come back. I grew up in southwestern Michigan. I was an athletic director for almost 30 years. I spent a lot of time in Constantine at track meets and football games. The school that I was an athletic director, we had great football games with Constantine. I watched them join the league and just grow. And 2 successful programs, Schoolcraft and Constantine, and we can't find a better night to have both teams on display and be back in Michigan. I'm excited for this.
It's a beautiful warm night. It's fall, but it feels like summer out here. Everybody is just sweating, I know it. All right, one thing we like to do on this show early is let Brent give us his 4 or 5 significant matchups around the community, around the area. But tonight, Ken and I are going to come up with our top 4 matchups and see what you know, Brent, since you love this area so much. So, a little quiz for Mr. Lesniak. Let's start with our first one. We've got Lakeshore High School at Portage Central.
This is pretty easy to sum up, and I won't do a prediction, but Lakeshore hasn't scored a point all year, and Portage Central's the 17th best team in the state.
Yikes.
That's going to be a tough football game for Lakeshore tonight.
This, Brent, speaking of teams that are struggling, St. Joe is 0-2 as well. They're at Loy Norks tonight. What do you think about that one?
Well, St. Joe's 0-2, but they're playing Loy Norks, and the last I checked, Little John Flowers and T.J. Duckett don't play for Loy Norks anymore. So that's going to be a very tough game for Loy Norks. But they did have a big win against Ottawa Hills last week, so we'll see how that game goes.
And we've covered this school before, Niles at Pawpaw. What do you think?
Pawpaw's 0-2. Pawpaw hasn't been 0-2 in a long time. Niles only scored 16 points against Lakeshore last week. So maybe they have some offensive question marks. We'll see how that football game plays out. But Pawpaw always plays Niles well.
Last one, Brent. How about Mishawaka Marion and South Bend St. Joe? Let's go across the border to Indiana a little bit.
Trying to stump me. That is the Holy War. The Holy War that has been dominated by Mishawaka Marion the last 6 years. They won 5 out of the last 6. But this is a very different St. Joe football team. I think we'll have a good one tonight.
Ken, I know you said it was the last one, but we do have one more. We've got Schoolcraft at Constantine. Hello! What do we think of this matchup, Brent? But I don't want you to give it away just yet. So what are you thinking so far?
I mean, Constantine's going to run the football. I haven't seen a Schoolcraft fan just yet, so I'm going to stick with the Constantine fans right here.
Yeah.
Constantine's going to run the football. They're going to keep running the football, and then they're going to run it some more. And Schoolcraft has a balanced attack. They can throw the football. They can run the football. But those Falcons showed up, ready to play tonight.
Rumor has it somebody made a detour on the 131, so I think they're on
they're
the way.
routing them another way. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see any purple out there right now. This obviously is the home of the Falcons, Sweetland Stadium. We've got our predictions coming up later. But, here's a little bit more on the 2 coaches playing in tonight's game.
It's the one game we have left where we know each other.
If you're able to win that game, that's one of the things we'll put up as a team goal every year, that this is the one we want.
You know all the players and you know those people from Schoolcraft.
They're a physical team as well. It's always a physical game, so we look forward to that part of it, and I think that's what makes it a lot of fun.
They've got some talent coming through. Not going to say that we don't. I know it's going to be a great opportunity to get on the field and compete against each other.
Both teams travel really well. When they're here, you'll see a lot of red across the stadium, and when we're there, you'll see a lot of purple and gold. We know that they're going to give us their very best.
This is more than just a game of football. We play 8 games, and we play the Schoolcraft game.
All right, we're back on Friday Football Tailgate, and I love the rivalry between these two coaches, but we have two other special guys joining us on stage right now. We have Coach Tim Baker, who coached the Falcons from 1990 to 04, and Mike Messner, former Constantine athletic director. Welcome, guys, to the show.
Thank you. Hey, give him a hand.
Brent, I'll let you take it from here.
Coach, I got to set the stage. So we're going to take you back to 2004, and we're in the state semifinals, and we're playing Monroe St. Mary's Catholic, and we need a prayer, and I say we because I am a Constantine Falcon. There's 1 second left in the football game. We throw up a jump ball, and somehow, some way, we catch the football in the end zone to tie the football game. The crowd's going bonkers. Everybody's losing their mind, but we still got to kick the extra point. Talk to me about that football game, and after you won, did you finally say, you know what, this just might be our year?
Yeah, we'd been there a couple times and came up empty. That game was just an outstanding football game, two wing T teams, and the difference came down to a missed extra point. Actually, we were down by 13 points with 3 minutes to go. We broke a trap up the middle, scored, stopped them. They punted to us. We got the ball on the 33-yard line, and we kind of worked our way down to their 33 to that 1 second. And my son, Aaron Baker, was the quarterback, kind of got flushed out of the pocket and threw to Sean Wolf, who went up and just made an outstanding catch. And, you know, we took Jordan Williams, our great kicker, went out. And the first thing, though, my son was so excited that he was doing somersaults down the field. And so we had to go out and get him. We had another guy, the guy that caught the ball was hyperventilating, Sean Wolf, so we had to get a substitution for him. The one thing, St. Mary's had all 3 timeouts and never called a timeout. They just let us kick the ball and went through, and we were on to the old Pontiac Silverdome where they played the last state championships that year.
I remember being there, Coach. That was a lot of fun. I got goosebumps. It's 85 degrees out. That brings back a lot of memories. Coach, Mr. Messner here, athletic director, long time, class of 65 here. I mean, this guy's been around forever. Let's give it up for Mr. Messner here. I like to call him the architect of this situation here. Mike, talk to us about the athletic program, more specifically the football program here at Constantine.
I know we don't have a lot of time, and I'm going to tell you that I think to know Constantine football is to understand Doc Sweetland. Doc Sweetland in 1929 and a guy named Fred Weir gave all this land out here where the football stadium is to Constantine schools. And this is before bulldozers and all that sort of thing. So they had slip drags and wheelbarrows and shovels. His patients, instead of paying him, came over here and worked. The kids in school put 2 hours a week in to make this. It took them 2 years, but we have a stadium still today. That's where it all started. He had a vision of what it ought to be like in Constantine. And from that time, hey, I think we had a perfect storm here. A lot of guys came together at the right time, and away we go.
And Mike, you have some pictures here. Speaking of that vision that started, this is from 1944. Tell us who's in this photo.
Yeah, well, my dad's in this photo.
Wow.
He's number 41. Roy Preston's in this photo. Everybody knows the Preston plan. Let's see, Carl, let's see. Yeah. Well, I've forgotten those guys' names. They're pretty old.
It's been a long time. This is also...
I think.
Yeah, there he is.
That might have been me.
And how about this classic photo of Sweetland Stadium here? Pretty cool.
That was our second playoff game ever at Sweetland Stadium, and we got an aerial view of it, so that was kind of cool.
So cool.
Yeah, the history here and tradition is just phenomenal. Give you a lot of credit for bringing in the right people. You hired a couple Menden guys, which probably is a pretty smart thing to do.
Not always.
This one ended up all right. But it's been a lot of fun to watch this grow. You've been a great mentor to a lot of people as an athletic director, me especially, Coach Baker. You guys don't always just do football things here. You've run cross country. You've run track meets here. You run a lot of state meets here, and that means a lot to your community.
I did 124 state, actually MHSAA championships in 9 different sports in my time. So, yeah, we do a lot of that.
Mike, I want to talk to you because you were a big advocate for fairness. And what do I mean by fairness? We're talking about private schools with 450 kids that are all boys, playing public schools that have 450 kids in the schools, but they're boys and girls. And the challenge that was, and you were a huge advocate for that. Can you just talk to me a little bit about that? I know some things still haven't changed, but you were a real big component on trying to make change.
You have to be careful about what you say nowadays. So what I'm going to say is this. The private schools don't have a school district. What they have is they're connected usually to a good-sized city, and they draw people in from the whole county. We don't get that option. And the consequences are they don't have to, because they don't take state money, they don't have to be exact on their counts like we do. So there's some unfairness in how that all goes. I'd like to draw from all of St. Joe County right here in Constantine, see how we do. We'd be pretty good, I think.
Well, you guys, we could talk to you both all day. We want to help you get the crowd pumped up here. We can't let this crowd dwindle. Thank you, Coach Baker.
Come on.
And Mike Messer. When we come back, we're going to talk all about the Schoolcraft Eagles, and you won't want to miss our cornhole contest coming up. Stay with us. Oh, a little bit too high. Almost there. Oh! She did it on the second try. Congratulations, Chloe. You just won a Visa gift card sponsored by Rocket Roofing. Let's hear it for Chloe, everybody.
So good.
Vaupel Midwest in Constantine, Michigan is a full-service injection molding facility. So not only do we do injection molding of plastics, but we also manufacture the injection molds, which is kind of unique in our industry.
Customer will come to us with, hey, we want to make this part. We'll design the tooling. We'll do validations to qualify the products.
Our team is very focused. We've got a very good process for designing and building and taking a mold into production.
If you don't have an on-site tool shop, a mold goes down and it has to be crated up, packed up, shipped somewhere else, repaired, brought back, trialed, may or may not be complete, go back for another trial. So we have one right on site. Can get it mold damaged and turn it back around just as soon as we can.
Our culture is to find an engineering solution, a creative solution to bringing that product into production.
Welcome back to Friday Football Tailgate. I'm joined by our analysts, Ken Dietz and Brent Lesniak. Guys, we just talked a lot about Constantine football, but on the other side of things, it is the Schoolcraft Eagles. What's important? What are you looking for? They've got a lot of history, but no fans out here just yet.
We haven't seen any fans just yet, but they have a lot of history, and it started with Larry Ledlow. 214 games he won. State championships in 1988, 1989, and 2001. And I remember those 88 and 89 teams because my cousin Chad played for Lawton, and he got mauled. This Lawton football program did not want to see Schoolcraft. Schoolcraft has a great history, not just in football, but in all sports for small schools.
Yeah, Ken, it really is the Battle of the Birds tonight.
Absolutely. And, you know, and both these teams used to be in the same, they're still in the same league now, but it's an expanded league of 18 teams, several divisions, whatever. But back in the day in the St. Joe Valley, every year this was a big ball game. St. Joe County had a lot of good teams, a lot of good football teams, a lot of good athletic teams. But Constantine and Schoolcraft would meet every year. So they've gone back a long time. You know, the history is right now it's 43 wins for Constantine and what, 35?
35 for Schoolcraft. Yep.
Constantine's won the last 3 or 4, depending on how you count. And then Schoolcraft won about 7 in a row. But it's been pretty even over the years, and that's going to be a fun game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're off to a 1-1 start, Brent, so far. Is there anything specific you like about them that you think you're going to see here tonight?
I mean, they can throw the football. They can run the football. They are very good up front. Don't let that 1-1 record fool you, Constantine.
It's still early.
They played a very good team last week in Hudsonville Unity Christian, who is a state powerhouse who also runs the wing T. So I expect this very balanced offense from Schoolcraft to be very capable and able of putting up points.
You don't think that was a planned thing, do you?
I don't think so. Coach Griff, he didn't think that, did he?
Right. It's going to be a great show. Beautiful night. They're traveling down. I'm sure they got a plan. They've done this before, so they know when they're going to get here, what time they're supposed to be here. So they have a routine they stick with.
Yeah, and Coach told us that he doesn't mind the opponent, right? He said anywhere, we'll take you anywhere, any place, it doesn't matter. In your guys' mindset, Brent, especially for you, you played, and what is it? How does it help you have a faceless opponent, right? Like just that mindset of it doesn't matter who it is.
Well, the good football teams just show up and they don't care who the opponent is. They're trying to go 1-0. But he also talked about being road warriors and being okay with playing on the road. And I always loved playing on the road because people didn't give you a chance to win the football game. Put me on the road, put me in a hostile environment, and let me go to work.
But also, Ken, there's an element to traveling with the team, right? There's a bonding element that happens when you're on the road as opposed to playing at home where you're kind of sleeping in your own bed, kind of doing things a little bit differently. How does that change things?
Well, yeah, you're forced to be with each other. You're forced to focus a little bit. When you're at home, you got people arriving at different times.
Right.
Everybody has to show up. You know, we talked last week about Omaha South, and he talked about, listen, we just do what we do. We just do what we do, and then we'll be all right, what Brent talked about. And also, you'll look back to Schoolcraft a couple years ago, they had the renovations of their stadium. So when they had that, they had to play all away games that year. So, and I believe, you know, Coach DeVries coached that team, these kids on the JV, so they were gone every time. So it doesn't matter to them. They played more away games in the last 4 years than they played home games.
Yeah, we've got a great view, guys, overhead. We want to show people just kind of the whole tailgate section here. There's all kinds of stuff going on. We lost some of our fans here, but they're having so much fun. I feel like there's band members coming out. There's cornhole. There's all kinds of games. I want to get in there pretty soon, right?
I'm going to the dunk tank right after this.
Yeah, we need it. We're a little sweaty over here. But also, guys, we talked about and we heard from both coaches. It seems to me that they have kind of a friendly rivalry. Do you get that sense, or is it really all business?
I mean, I definitely get that sense. I think there's a friendly rivalry, and then there's a real rivalry, which is, you know what? I like you. If I see you out, I'll talk to you. But when it's game time, I don't want to have anything to do with you. So I did pick up on that vibe. And anytime you have a rivalry football game, it gets intense, and you got to leave the friendships at home.
And I think a lot of the rivalry, and the coaches alluded to this when we talked to them earlier this week. A lot has to, it's the kids, you know, that really go at it.
Right.
The coaches get along for the most part. Now, there's been some years in most recent history that's not always been the case, but that's everywhere, anywhere.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, adults have a little bit more rougher time getting along than the kids, but the coaches, everything. There's a lot of respect between these two programs, but like Brent said, once that ball's kicked off, there's no friendships, and the rivalry gets pretty heated.
Schoolcraft did add an addition to their staff this year. We want to show you a video on their new staff member, Jeremy Muchler.
I love coming to work because the kids are actually excited to come weight train, learn how to lift, and get stronger. Currently, we have PE classes where we have kids that are athletes that are learning how to lift, kids that are athletes that get the chance to lift, and then every single sport has the ability to come into the weight room, lift, get stronger for their specific sport.
This program is super helpful because it's gained, like everyone has gained so much strength from it, and we're all working really hard, and it's really improving all of our stunts, and I'm really excited to see how far we get this season.
When it comes to cheerleading, cheerleaders are coming in every single day to lift. Volleyball's getting in. Every single person's getting in to lift and getting stronger. And the amount of powerlifters that we have grown in the last 2 years, we went from 4, we should be about 20 to 30 this year. So a huge increase, and kids are just enjoying lifting.
And it helps us like have strong, steady stunts so that we can do more. We can get our girls up higher in the air when we throw them. It just helps a lot overall.
Favorite part about the job is just seeing the spark and the enjoyment in kids wanting to lift and get stronger and actually learn and do it properly.
Good luck, Eagles!
Awesome video there from Jeremy and the staff there. He's the new strength and conditioning coach at Schoolcraft. And guys, what we're seeing in the landscape of football all around is college teams acting like pro teams, and now high school teams acting like collegiate level teams, right? They have a strength and conditioning coach in the way that you'd see at the NCAA level. Why is that so important? Ken, I'll start with you.
Well, it's huge. I mean, bigger, faster, stronger was back in the day. But, both communities have embraced that. It was several years ago where Constantine built a nice weight program, and their community ran it, and their community people used it, their high school kids used it. So it's a small town thing. That's right. The community loves what they do.
But to have to be able to train as a high school kid, it makes you even stronger for when you go on to collegiate or just general health and wellness, even if you don't continue your football playing career.
This was something unheard of when I was in school. There was no strength and conditioning coach. There was not much of a weight room. That is something you had to develop. I know Constantine does that. You have to be strong. You have to be in the weight room. You have to be able to get those football players in the weight room 2-3 times a week in the off season. And that's where you pay the price, and that's where it makes the difference. That way, when the season starts, we're still lifted, but we have already grinded through the summer, and we are ready for the season, and we will be stronger in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's going to make them more of a threat for sure. I want to acknowledge some of our Schoolcraft Eagle fans behind us. I love it. We've got faces. They painted their bodies here, down here, EAGLES. Okay, we're in order. I love it, love it, love it. Fantastic, guys. Thank you guys for being here. It's just awesome, and we're going to hopefully hear from Coach Jeffries and Braden Boyles, their wide receiver and cornerback. So many of these players, guys, for both teams, are playing dual positions, right? They're playing on both sides of the ball. Is that normal at these larger schools?
Well, it is at some of these schools because there's only 300 or 400 kids at Constantine, and Schoolcraft's not much bigger. So a lot of times you have to two-platoon. Right. You have to play both ways. So your wide receiver is probably your cornerback. Your running back is probably your linebacker. So that is a very normal thing at this level. Mm-hmm. We need to have guys that are in shape, that had hit the weight room in the offseason, and are ready to play all the snaps of the football game, because that's small-time football.
Yeah, that double threat mentality, Ken, why is that so important?
Well, it's just so important because you can't survive without it. I mean, you've seen a lot of schools in Michigan this size go to 8-man football. And Constantine and Schoolcraft, I don't think will ever do that. But that's important to play both positions because you need it. These kids play multiple sports. They're involved in everything. I mean, it's a year-round thing in all their sports, and it's huge.
And Ken, as a coach, speaking of coach, Coach is going to join us soon. But Ken, as a coach, what's the preparation like when you're going into a game like this? There is added pressure with the tailgate, coming in with a chip on your shoulder. What does that feel like going into it on Friday afternoon?
Well, like I said before, I think the good teams, and Brent alluded to it, just do what they do. Yeah. And Coach DeVries talked about it. Listen, what they did is they prepared by having a game last week against a team that ran the same offense. Mm-hmm. So everybody does it a little different way, right? And Constantine, their mentality is we're just going to get better every game and every week, and we'll see what happens. But I don't think these guys do a lot different. They know each other very well. They don't have to scout much because they've played them forever. There's going to be some twists this year because Schoolcraft's got a new coach. Constantine runs the same thing. It looks simple. It's a lot more complicated than it looks, believe me.
All right, more to come. We're going to take a quick break on Friday Football Tailgate. We'll be right back.
Planning an event can be overwhelming, but with the right partner, it doesn't have to be. That's where Gravity Productions comes in. With over 20 years of experience, they're the experts in full-scale event production, from creative concept to flawless execution. Whether you're hosting a corporate town hall, a national sales meeting, a virtual conference, or a nonprofit gala, Gravity handles it all. Think stunning visuals, crystal clear audio, and seamless virtual or hybrid solutions, delivered by a team that's creative, reliable, and ready to adapt. They bring cutting-edge equipment, end-to-end production support, and even post-event packages that keep your message alive long after the applause. From intimate meetings to large-scale productions, Gravity makes it effortless, so you can focus on what matters most, your message and your audience. Make your next event unforgettable. Visit gravityproductions.pro and let Gravity Productions help you elevate the experience on stage, on screen, and behind the scenes. Gravity Productions, your event vision.
Casey Standahar, your host for Friday Football Tailgate, the high school football pregame show kicking off this Friday.
Welcome, Niall Ivy.
It was Robin Williams. Oh, for those of you on acid, this is a Frisbee.
Don't worry about me over here. I'm cooking.
Welcome back to Friday Football Tailgate, and we have the Eagles with us on the stage now. We've been waiting for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We have Schoolcraft coach DeVries and Braden Boys, the wide receiver and quarterback. Guys, thanks for coming on. How are we feeling today?
Yeah, pretty excited. Great night for football here in Southwest Michigan.
A hot one, too. We just saw a video earlier, Coach, of your new strength and conditioning coach. Really important addition. Why was it so important, and how does it help elevate your program?
Well, we're incredibly blessed for a school of our size to have a strength and conditioning coach has been a big blessing to other coaches. Make sure that we have a consistent program throughout the off-season and in the in-season. And he's been a great one for bringing kids out to the program, getting our powerlifting program going as well. And yeah, just really happy to have him along.
And it helps enhance the safety of this team. Braden, in your opinion, how does that help you guys?
You know, he really helps us be safe in the weight room. We used to maybe not make the best choice, but he helps us make the best choice. He shows us the right workouts.
Love it.
He gives us good stretches. You know, he really helps us out there. And I think I can see some improvements in strength out there too. Like, he's definitely helped the program a lot.
Okay, I love it. Flex on him. You know,
Coach,
gain a little muscle.
Yeah. Coach, I want to talk about your 1-2 punch in the backfield. TJ Luton and Cooper Howard, nicknamed Sonic and Knuckles, I hear, which is pretty interesting. TJ can flat out fly. Cooper will run you over. Can you just talk to me about that backfield connection? What's so special about it? Because I also hear those two guys are best friends off the field.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it great. You know, they're great football players. What I really appreciate about them is they're unselfish. Even from the time they were on JV, they rotated themselves in and out of the game. Just really unselfish players, and really gives us a different look depending on who's in the backfield. And they've been tough for teams to stop over the years, and really contributed big last year, and we expect big things out of them this year.
And that relationship, that you don't teach that, right? It's just there.
Well, that's what we love about small school football, right? You know, the kids are all great friends off the field and have a great time playing together. I mean, shoot, we got friends on every team that we play as well, between being in a small school and in a small area. So that's what makes it special.
I think you talked a little bit last night, or the other night when we interviewed you. You got pretty smart kids, too.
We do. He's one of them. We've got a bunch, you know, a bunch of our seniors want to go into engineering. Very high grade point average on this team. We're really proud of their academic success in addition to their success on the field.
Braden, I want to know what your preparation is like this season, especially because it is your senior year, right? Does anything feel different for you as you prepare, and is there added pressure going into your final games?
You know, it definitely is a little bit more pressure. Obviously, as a senior, we want to be seen as leaders.
Right.
It's just a lot of people watching, you know, a lot of people looking up to us, but it just feels the same. Just
you're doing your best,
yeah,
right? You're just doing your thing, yeah.
Just getting out there. We just bring the hits. That's all we do.
Right.
Do you feel more pressure on stage right now than you do on the field?
I am feeling a little bit of pressure. You know, my first interview.
You're doing great.
Sorry if I freeze up a little bit, but
no, we threw you to the fire.
Phenomenal.
Happens to the best of us, right?
Yeah.
Coach, I want to talk about your quarterback, Jack, who might better be known as your son. So I've watched the film, and he can sling the football a little bit. But what I want to know is what those conversations are like at home when you're watching film and he doesn't make the right read, and just how special it is to coach your son in a program that meant so much to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great blessing to coach him. He's a great kid. Obviously, he's my son. I'm certainly hard on him, but he is probably harder on himself. He is a great student of the game, watches a lot of film, does a lot of study, probably knows more about the quarterback position than I know and can teach him. Just proud for his love of the game and how he gets after it and trains for it. But we try to keep things separate at times and make sure I can still be dad and not always coach.
Yeah. Sure. Well, Braden, I noticed you're wearing a special bracelet. Does that have to do with football? Can you tell us about that bracelet?
Yeah, so this bracelet, the moms actually handed it out to us yesterday at team dinner, but it says win the day. That's a saying that we have out here. Basically just, every day we want to win that day at practice. We want to do the best we can, give 110%. Just overall, just win the day,
I love it. Want to know every day, right? That's what
Exactly.
college programs teach. It's important at the high school level, too.
Exactly.
Thank you guys so much. We're going to let you go and get ready pretty soon. But when we come back on Friday Football Tailgate, we're going to talk all things Constantine Falcons.
Vaupel Midwest in Constantine, Michigan is a full-service injection molding facility. So not only do we do injection molding of plastics, but we also manufacture the injection molds, which is kind of unique in our industry.
Customer will come to us with, hey, we want to make this part. We'll design the tooling. We'll do validations to qualify the products.
Our team is very focused. We've got a very good process for designing and building and taking a mold into production.
If you don't have an on-site tool shop, a mold goes down and has to be crated up, packed up, shipped somewhere else, repaired, brought back, trialed, may or may not be complete, go back for another trial, so we have one right on site. We can get a mold damaged and turn it back around just as soon as we can.
Our culture is to find an engineering solution, a creative solution to bringing that product into production.
Well, welcome back to Friday Football Tailgate. We are kicking off the second half of our show. Ken is going to do a special interview. Brent's hanging out with me. But, Brent, you know that the third quarter belongs to the home team, the Constantine Falcons, and we are at their home, which is Sweetland Stadium, and that's our backdrop tonight. So it's an awesome view, a special place to this community. So special, in fact, that a former student was inspired to make a documentary. Check this out.
There's still a lot of people today that think about the community effort it took to put Sweetland Stadium in.
History made in the state finals for Constantine.
Kids, you always heard it, football gets everything. And I always told people, no, we earn everything.
Tradition to me was really important. And as we got better and better and winning, the tradition got better and better and better.
After our playoff loss to Michigan Center, the ship sailed, you're all done, you're through. You can't coach anymore, it's time for somebody else. We've won 3 conferences since then.
Hey, we're out here on the football field walking the hash marks with Travis Long. He's the creator of Sweetland, a story of Constantine football. Thanks for joining us, Travis.
Hey, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Talk to us about this documentary you did and how it came about, where it started.
Yeah, so I actually started, I was at Western Michigan at the time, taking a film class, and my teacher was like, you got to tell a story about yourself, you know, make a film about yourself. And I was confused, you know, not really sure how I want to go about that, like about myself, didn't want all the fame. So I wanted to tell about a program I went through to help me turn myself into myself. So I went and made a Constantine football documentary.
Well, and what a great job you did. Talk to us about the good things that you learned about this process and this project.
Yeah, 100%. So what I learned during this process was just how big this community was, you know. I kind of already had an ideal, like, sense going to school here, playing football here, doing other sports here. But when I actually made the documentary, I got to look at, you know, what Dr. Sweetland did, you know, all those years ago where, you know, he came in before bulldozers and things, you know, all the tools were a thing and did this all by hand. And that's a community effort, you know, and that's continued all the way throughout the years. So just seeing that was impressive.
That was a pretty impressive product, pretty big. There had to have been some struggles and some issues that you had. Talk about a couple of those things that you struggled with.
Yeah, so probably the biggest struggle was tracking down film. And one of the biggest films that was one of the hardest to track down was the 1981 Constantine versus White Pigeon game. White Pigeon was #1 in the state. They showed up with all this, you know, glory and hoo and holler, and we ended up beating them 21-0, and that kind of like shaped Constantine football, kind of turned us into what we're about to be. And just tracking that down was really hard. Coach Horn was the coach at the time, and he passed away not too long ago before I made the doc, so I just had to contact his daughter and find it.
Yeah, and I heard that was like up to the deadline.
It was. It took about, honestly, it was 2 weeks before the film came out. I finally got that, and I just plugged it into the film, edited it together, and it worked out.
That was great. Well,
yeah.
You did a great job. What a great tribute to a wonderful community and a wonderful football program. I thank you for your efforts.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Hey, back to you, Casey. This is Ken from the Hash Marks.
Oh, Ken, great reporting. I love it. I love it. Travis, thank you so much for joining us as well. That documentary looks amazing, Brent. I really can't wait to check that out. And we know that we have a lot more to talk about. We obviously are going to talk to the Constantine Falcons, a conversation with them, with their coach. And also, we know they want to score points this season, right? They're going to be a competitive team. And if you hear a cannon go off, don't be alarmed. It has to do with them scoring. So that's what these Falcons are getting into in the end zone. Check it out.
The more you shoot it off, the probably better we're doing, huh?
Well, yeah, I went through a lot of powder last year. I like to support the school, and this is one way I can do it. And the community gets involved, which makes it that much more successful and entertaining. The athletic director back in 2007 asked me to bring the cannon in, and it was our final game with White Pigeon. I was asked to take it in, and that's the first time I used it there. The fuse goes in here, and it stood up vertically, and powder's poured in through the bore, and then the wad comes after that to pack the powder, and the tighter you pack the powder, the more noise you get and the more concussion you get. Then light the fuse and off it go.
You know, I used to work for the Columbus Blue Jackets, and they had a cannon, so I'm excited to hear that cannon tonight, too, right? I mean, that'll be pretty cool. We are joined now by the Constantine Falcons. We have Coach Sean Griffith and fullback and linebacker Bear Geib joining us on stage. Guys, thank you so much. Obviously, a historic program. You got a lot of fans here. What makes your program so special, Coach?
I think really it's the amount of people that come back. We got great family names. You see a lot of the former players right out here, not only in red, but yes, Corey Benz, I do see you We have a couple of Schoolcraft guys too that went through the program, played, and they always come back. And you see a lot of the same last names. And the great thing is even though you have that tradition of those people that come back, those people all accept everybody that plays Constantine football around here. So it's a special family atmosphere, and it's certainly been good to me, been great to me for the past 34 years. So. And then on top of that, you have great rivalry like we have tonight, and that just feeds right into it. Should be a great game tonight.
I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach, we have a pretty special connection on this football team. You talked about Corey, but we also have Bobby. We have a couple Benz brothers on this football team. Braden's your quarterback. Brody's a freshman. He doesn't play like a freshman. He's going to get a lot of action tonight. And if I'm going to a back alley for a fight, I'm taking Bobby Benz with me because he's going to be the toughest guy in the alley. So can you just talk to me a little bit about those brothers on this football team and just what's so special about having two Benzes on the team?
Well, last time I had Benzes, there were two Benzes as well. Obviously, Coach Baker was the head coach then. But it's great, like I say, to have just family people because it's not only the Benzes. There's a lot of kids on this team that I have that I had the great pleasure of coaching their dads, their uncles, cousins, all that stuff. But both Ben's boys gonna suit them up tonight. We don't expect anything except the best they got, which is what those two always bring. And wasn't any different back in the 90s when the other two did.
Absolutely. And Coach, you talked about why you switched over to the wing tee back in the day, because you had 6 running backs and there wasn't enough footballs to go around. I'm not sure this football team currently has 6 running backs, but I know they have 3 really good ones, and every one of them rushed for 100 yards last week. Matter of fact, Coach, you said the offensive line played so good, you were warming up to try to get into football game. So can you just talk to me about your backfield last week and a little bit about how special that offensive line was?
Well, like I think I said to you guys before when we were interviewing, people get to know the backs at Constantine because we've had several of them over the years that have had just outstanding years. But there's not a single running back in our history that's been great without having tremendous guys in front of them pushing, trying to control the line of scrimmage. And at the end of the day, I think our culture and our just our scheme and what we like to do here at Constantine on both sides of the football depends on physicality, and it depends on those big guys up front doing their thing. And we obviously, we also know that as good as we may have played the last couple weeks, we got to keep getting better because there's bigger and better teams and bigger and better challenges in front of us throughout the season.
Bear, I want to talk to you before you sit up here too long and get nervous. Do you remember the first Constantine Schoolcraft football game you went to?
Yes, I do.
What grade were you in? Do you remember?
I was in second.
You remember second grade coming?
Yes.
You remember the outcome?
No. What
does this mean to you then? Now that you're in here, you're part of it. You're going to be a big influence on what's going on.
It means a lot just knowing, coming up in Constantine football, knowing this is a big rivalry, and just seeing them every year. Just this is like the one we mark on our calendars, and it just means a lot to me.
How'd you sleep last night?
Pretty good.
Okay, he got good sleep. Bear, what's it like being a two-way starter on this team? We talked about that earlier, just a lot of, guys who could play multiple positions and being a threat in both ways.
It means a lot just knowing that our coaches trust us enough to have us start both ways. And we just have to put more work in the summer, in the preseason, just trying to get conditioned for us to be two-way starters.
I love it. Coach, you talked to us on the call about how you want to have a balanced attack. You believe you do have a balanced attack, but you said it wasn't about the run game and the pass game being equal. What does that mean to you then?
Balance to me is, do you run the same amount of times to the left as you do to the right? Do you run the same amount of times to the outside as you do to the inside? And can you use that balance to be able to throw the football when you really need to be able to throw the football? We've really, over the past, it's 20 some years now since we put the wing tee in, we've been fortunate that we have had those things, and we work real hard to try to make sure that we have them each and every week.
Yeah. Can't wait to see it out there. Coach and Bear, we can't wait to watch you guys play. We are going to let you go get ready now, and we're going to come back with more Friday Football Tailgate. And don't miss our Culver's cornhole contest.
Vaupel Midwest in Constantine, Michigan is a full-service injection molding facility. So not only do we do injection molding of plastics, but we also manufacture the injection molds, which is kind of unique in our industry.
Customer will come to us with, hey, we want to make this part. We'll design the tooling. We'll do validations to qualify the products.
Our team is very focused. We've got a very good process for designing and building and taking a mold into production.
If you don't have an on-site tool shop, a mold goes down and has to be crated up, packed up, shipped somewhere else, repaired, brought back, trialed, may or may not be complete, go back for another trial. So we have one right on site. Can get it mold damaged and turn it back around just as soon as we can.
Our culture is to find an engineering solution, a creative solution to bringing that product into production.
Ready? All right, guys, welcome back to Friday Football Tailgate. We have Bryce and Brody here. They're both from Constantine. Guys, what grade are you in?
7th.
You're Bryce, right?
No, I'm Brody.
Brody. Sorry, a lot of B names here. You're in 7th grade? What grade are you in?
7th.
Okay, this is a little friendly competition between the same school. This is our Culver's cornhole contest, guys. Are you ready? Are you feeling good about it?
I'm nervous, but I'm gonna try.
He's nervous. Okay, how are you feeling?
Pretty good.
Okay, so basically what you guys have a chance to do is in 60 seconds, you're gonna try to get as many of these cornhole bags into the boards. We have counters here, official judges, and if you win, the winner gets a large Culver's prize, and then we also have a smaller prize for the second place person, okay? The consolation prize, right? Okay, so line up together, no cheating, no cheating. We have to be right equal with me, okay? All right, ready? When I say go, ready? I'm gonna count you down. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, we got one over here, off to a good start. Okay, we're doing okay. We've got a lot on the board. Some are going over for Brody. Bryce, you're doing great. Okay, we got 3 so far on one side. Come on, Brody, you got this. There's one, you got it. A little bit more oomph on the other side. Okay, it's tough, right? How many more seconds do we have? 30 seconds, 30 seconds. 3 on one side, 1 on the other. 2. He has 3 as well. It's tied up. We have about 15 seconds, guys. 15 seconds. Oh, it's 2 at a time. That's a smart move there. Okay. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, we have a winner. Congratulations. You are getting this special prize from Culver's, and don't worry, you're getting a prize as well. Congratulations, guys. Thank you so much for playing our Culver's Cornhole Challenge on Three Rivers. Welcome to Delicious. I'll send it back to Ken and Brent.
Hey, looked like you guys had a lot of fun over there, Casey. Great to see those Constantine kids going at it. Good to see all these kids in the crowd. We have a great crowd here with dunk takes. That's where I'm heading afterwards. We got some food trucks, got some good representation by the community of Constantine. So good job. Nice job. Brent, what do you think?
Well, Ken, I got a cornhole tournament coming up, and my partner's, he can't play. So maybe I will recruit some kids from over there so I can win a championship. Some of those Constantine kids.
You guys, that was
there.
pretty competitive. I thought it was going to be a tie. I thought we needed a tiebreaker. So that's
I saw
crazy.
one kid at the end throw 3 bags at once. Does that count?
Smart. It's smart.
He's running out of time. He's a thinker.
We have Mike Stiles here with us, who does radio and broadcasting with both schools, right, Mike?
Correct. Mostly Constantine, but we've done enough Schoolcraft games over the years that we're pretty familiar with the team, both football, basketball, baseball, you
And
name
you've been
it.
doing this a long time.
32 years
Wow.
as of this month.
Wow. What have you seen from both schools that makes this rivalry really interesting?
I think it's the same with any rivalry, whether it's at the collegiate level or at the professional level. It's how intense they come out here. They want to win. Both team wants to win, whether it's by 100 points, whether it's by 3 points. They just give it their all no matter what is going on.
Mike, you've been here since '93. You've seen a lot of really good football. you talked to me a little bit off the air. I know we had the miracle at Marshall and all those things, but you talked to me a little bit about the Schoolcraft overtime game last year, and then a couple years when Schoolcraft and Constantine went in double overtime. Can you just talk to me about those games and what was so special about them?
The double overtime game was a playoff game, and I'm sure a lot of people remember that here at Sweetland Stadium. Schoolcraft had one of the better teams we'd seen in a while out of there, and not to say any teams in the past were bad, but this team was really, really good. Constantine found just the dig-down will to get in there, force the overtime, force the second overtime, and win it on a touchdown. 2-point conversion made it good, and they ended up going on to the regionals a week later. Last year, it was regular season in overtime up at Roy Davis Field. Constantine's defense made a stop on the goal line to win the game 31-29. It's just hard hitting. It's good football. It's what you want to see.
That's what we want.
Yeah, 30-plus years, Mike. You remember the first game you ever did? And what you were thinking that night?
The first game I ever did, I was doing color commentary with our own Tom Duke. It was Sturgis, and it was Battle Creek, Harper Creek. And scared to death. Every note I could think of was in front of me, and I just didn't want to say a name wrong. I didn't want to say something wrong that went out on the field. And knock on wood, that hasn't happened in at least 30 years.
But you weren't in second grade like Bear.
Oh, absolutely. Bear and I have known each other since second grade.
Yeah, so you've known him that long. Right.
And well, Mike, I had the chance to do some broadcasting for a while, and I know I froze up a few times. So I know it comes with some challenges, but you've been doing this for a long time. Phenomenal career. So glad that you could be on our show and be a part of this and share some of this history, Mike. Like, this is just amazing.
Well, you know, this rivalry, like many of the teams in this county, go back to when they were in the SJV. And at that time, a lot of people said Big Three: Constantine, Schoolcraft, Mendon. Any given year, one of those teams was going to make a serious run at a league title, going to make a serious run at the playoffs. Larry Ledlow, the legend up in Schoolcraft, Tim Baker and Dave Horn before him, and Sean in the 21 years he's been here. And I think Coach DeVries has got a good group in front of him at Schoolcraft. I think he's going to do some really good things up there.
All right. Well, guys, we have some predictions we want to get to around the community. Mike, do you want to stay with us and talk about this?
I would love to.
Okay, let's do it. Let's go through these games. We talked about them earlier in the show. The first one is Lakeshore High School at Portage Central. Mike, any thoughts there?
You know, Portage Central, really good team. I know they played hard the last 2 weeks. I think they're going to get this one. I'm going to say by at least 14.
Guys?
I think you're being really nice. Lakeshore is really down. They've been down for a couple years. They haven't scored a point this season. Portage Central is legit. Top 15, 20 team in the state. They will pound Lakeshore tonight, 52-0.
Yeah, Lakeshore's, like you said, they've been down, and they got a gut kick this summer when their quarterback moved away, and which obviously is showing right now. I know they have a good young man that stepped in there, but he's not had the reps the other one has. And this Gillett kid is the real deal at Portage Central, so it's not going to be close.
All right, we got a couple more to roll through. We're going to do rapid fire, though. So we've got St. Joe's at Loy Norix. Norix coming off a big win at Ottawa Hills. Who wins this one, Mike?
Oh, gosh, I got to give this one to Ottawa Hills. That program year in and year out is just one of the best you're going to find in West Michigan.
Brent?
So, I mean, St. Joe's going to win the football game. St. Joe's going to bounce back. I said it earlier, TJ Duck and Little John Flowers don't play anymore. Loy Norix hadn't won a football game since they left. I'm taking St. Joe 35-7.
Yeah, they've got too strong of a program to go 0-3. I think they're going to get back on track tonight. St. Joe's going to get it. Might be close, but I think they'll come on top.
All right, how about another close one? Niles at Paw Paw, Mike.
Boy, Wolverine Conference opener for both. I'm going to give this one to Niles. Scott Shaw, the former Three Rivers coach, has done a wonderful job since he got hired at Niles. His team's going to be ready. They're going to take it to Paw Paw.
Paw Paw is 0-2. Don't let that fool you. They lost to Big Rapids last week, a very good football team. Mike, Niles struggled on offense, 16 points, but I'm still taking the Vikings to win the football game.
All right.
Hey, I grew up a Redskin in Paw Paw, and so
we got some fans over there.
They were really, really good the last couple of years, but I think the cover's a little bit bare, and I'm not sure they found their identity yet. And this is a tough game to try to find that identity. Niles has got a great program. I think Niles is going to edge them out tonight.
Okay, we got Mishawaka Marion at South Bend St. Joe. Mike.
Yeah, I had the opportunity for 12 years to do games in Indiana, and we got to see that St. Joe team on a regular basis. I know they took it to Lakeland in week 1. Marion's a pretty solid team. I'm going to give the edge to St. Joe in this one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's the Holy War. Marion's dominated the last 6 years. They've won 5 of them. But this St. Joe reminds me of Chucko model teams back in the mid-90s. So I'm taking South Bend St. Joe 42-14 tonight.
And I'll admit, I'm not astute with Indiana football when it comes to high school. I'm a big Notre Dame fan. I can tell you a lot about them. But I'm going with a guy that knows more than anything about high school football, Brent. I'm going to go with South Bend St. Joe.
Take his word for it. All right, the biggest pick of the night, we have Schoolcraft and Constantine. Mike, I will start with you. This is the one.
We saw Schoolcraft in week 1 against Centerville. Struggled a little bit. I know they made some changes. Coach DeVries has put some new personnel in different places. Home opener for Constantine. I'm going with the Falcons.
Brent, your thoughts?
Absolutely. I need Corey Benz to come up on this stage. Can I see that mic real quick? Corey Benz is a Constantine Falcon. He's always been a Constantine Falcon. We had Coach Baker up here. He bleeds red. He will always bleed red. As a matter of fact, he met his wife Tracy at Sweetland 28 years ago. You went through the battles. You went through the trenches. I think we both know Constantine as the best football team. They're probably going to win the game tonight. Corey, am I right?
You're partially right. I was born and raised a Falcon, but like they say, you bet with your head, not your heart, right, Brent?
Let's go, Schoolcraft! Let's go, Craft!
You know, you can always count on Brent to pull a fast one on us. It's always unexpected. Thank you so much. Ken, I will leave it to you to wrap this show up.
Well, this is tough. Constantine's been really, really good to me. Mr. Messner, Mr. Baker, great role models. Can I say role models? But great influences on my life for sure.
Fine.
But let me see what I got here.
Battle of the Birds. Which one? Which feathery bird? Oh, I love it. He's taking Schoolcraft too. Guys, thank you so much for being on this show. Oh, I need to pick 2. That's right.
Casey, let's go.
You know what? Sometimes I pick the opposite of you guys.
How'd that work out last week?
It didn't go well. It didn't go well in Omaha. I'm taking Constantine. I like their game plan.
Yeah, let's go Falcons!
I just feel like they have what it takes tonight, and the home field advantage really makes a difference.
I'll say one more thing. That's my pick tonight. They're going to meet again in week 10 or 11.
Yes.
I'm not so sure the outcome's going to be the same. I'll say that.
All right. Well, we will see. A lot of changes will be made after tonight, I'm sure. Mike, thank you so much for joining us. Our analysts, Ken and Brent. We will see you guys in a few weeks. That's all for our show today. We want to thank Constantine and Schoolcraft, this amazing crowd, all their stories. We wish you guys the best tonight. Let's give it up for them one more time. Thank you, guys. And in 2 weeks, we have the War on the Shore. The Lakeshore Lancers visit the St. Joe Bears. We hope to see you there. This has been another episode of Friday Football Tailgate. See you next time. Enjoy the game.